All right. What is up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We got to talk about Fantom. Okay. Fantom has really been exploding here as of recently. We are in a little bit of overbought territory, so it makes sense for us to get a pullback, especially since we're reaching that overhead supply. We'll break down the daily chart for you guys and also go over the key levels of support on the 4-hour time frame, where just in case we do end up getting that extended pullback, these are going to be the key areas of support where you look for a bounce to potentially continue higher and break above that overhead supply. So we're going to break down everything in today's video. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll go ahead and get into it. But as always, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only, and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. So be sure to read through the full disclaimer. If you're new to the channel, I started a completely free newsletter for you guys, giving out free trade ideas as well as free valuable finance content once or twice a week straight to your inbox. So if you want that, use the link in the description to sign up for that. You can also use the link in the description to sign up for the Discord and pay attention to all of the different trade ideas that I have going on, whether it comes to cryptocurrencies, stocks, commodities, etc. All of that will be available in the Investment Intelligence Discord. Okay. Now let's get straight into the video. All right. And Fantom has got an overhead supply zone basically from around 32 cents up to about 33.7, 33.5. Okay. That is going to be your overhead supply. It was past support, turn to resistance, turn to resistance, turn to resistance, and turn to resistance. Okay. So, that is an area where there is overhead liquidity, and it's been sell side liquidity the past 4 times that we've tested that area. Here we are on the 5th time testing that area again, and we have started to pull back. But the more times you test the level, the weaker it's going to get, right? So the odds increase of us, consolidating in here, and the more times we come up to this zone, of us getting a breakout to the upside. Now, this blue line here is our 200-day moving average. And you can see as we were trading below there, we're continuing to make lows, lower lows, lower lows. And now we are above that 200-day moving average. So we really want to hold that here, okay? And we want to stay above that. That's a good shift in momentum. And if we can stay above there, then it's very possible we can get a breakout retest of this supply zone and potentially push up higher to the next bullish price targets when it comes to Fantom. Now, this is our RSI. Remember, this is your relative strength index. It's going to show you the relative strength of a token, crypto, stock, whatever it is that you're looking at its current price levels. And you can see that we were overbought here, okay? And we still went higher, overbought here, and we still went higher, overbought here, and we still went higher, overbought here, and we still went higher, and we're overbought again. So just because something is overbought doesn't mean that it has to go lower, okay? But from a risk to reward standpoint, generally you typically don't want to be buying or starting a new money long in these overbought levels. Now, if we look, we've continued to make these higher highs here, but we're actually making relative highs or slightly lower highs on the RSI. And this is a slightly bearish divergence, okay? Because the RSI is diverging from what the price of the token, price of the coin is doing at the moment. So this is an indicator that we could get a pullback, and also we're in overhead supply. So we have 2 factors saying that Fantom is due for a pullback. Doesn't mean it has to crash and go all the way to 0 or anything, but just means that the likelihood of a pullback is increased. And we'll look to see if after we get a pullback, we can actually break through this level, right? So for that, we want to zoom down a little bit and we'll go to the 4-hour time frame. And the main levels we want to pay attention to are going to be 0.299, 0.2862, 0.2759, and 0.2655. Okay, those are going to be your major Fibonacci retracement levels. And the main ones that I like to look for a re-entry on are going to be the 50% to the 61.8% fibs. So that would be right around 0.2759 and 0.2655. If we can get a pullback to these areas, it's much easier to set a good risk to reward ratio trade on your trade, right? If you enter on the 50% and put a stop loss below your 61.8 and you targeting new highs, that's a good risk to reward ratio. Okay, and if you enter in at the 61.8 and you put a stop loss maybe at your previous support level down here, okay, again, that also is a good risk to reward ratio. Okay, so these are just some concepts to think about if we do end up getting a pullback, right? We mentioned that overhead supply. You can see on the 4-hour chart, as soon as we came down into that overhead supply, we immediately started to pull back. but we're still maintaining above the first Fibonacci retracement level, which shows a lot of strength. Okay, so if we were to bounce off of here and continue higher, that's a very strong sign of strength in Fantom and a strong indication that, basically the trend that we have currently is very strong. It's not a weak uptrend, rather it's a very strong uptrend. Okay, now in the 4-hour time frame, we're well above our 200-day moving average, or our 200-period moving average. But notice this initial trend line. Okay, this is a daily trend line right here. But on the 4-hour, you can see we slightly dipped below it a couple times. If we were even to pull back, okay, below our fib levels, most likely the 200 SMA on our 4-hour time frame would start to align with this trend line here. So worst case scenario, even if we do break 0.2655, there's going to be lots of potential support right around that daily trend line, along with the 4-hour 200 SMA. So currently, that's what I'm looking at on Fantom. Okay, let me know what you guys think about Fantom. Is it due for a pullback here, or can it rally much further from here without even a pullback, right? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts down below. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe for more.